for you?
Right, right. We're officially known as the Louisiana Office of Entertainment Industry Development. We are a division of Louisiana Economic Development, which is the agency charged with, developing Louisiana's economy, attracting companies, attracting, different types of operations to hire Louisiana residents to set up roots in the state. And my particular division is charged with doing just that for the entertainment-based industries. We oversee four incentive programs: film, sound recording, live performance, and digital interactive media. Amongst other things, we administer those programs. We're out and about selling the state for a place to live and do business in, and looking at best practices for public policy, educating people, and just kind of getting the word out that, hey, Louisiana is a great place to live, to work, to play, to do everything that you need to do from an entertainment perspective. And, we've been quite successful at what we're doing.
Sure, absolutely. So why don't you tell us about the success? Let's take, if you don't mind, there are different components. There's a film,
right.
Film, Louisiana film, there's music, interactive media, which is like digital media. And as you know, I'm very involved.
Absolutely.
And so let's start with film. Obviously, there's a lot of issues with film. Go ahead.
Right. Well, film is one of the more successful programs, I would say, anywhere in the nation, simply because Louisiana has kind of been that pioneer in that world. We started with our current, our motion picture incentive program back in 2002. It was an innovative piece of legislation. Hardly any other states in the union were doing it. I think maybe one other state in New Mexico was doing it. We decided to go ahead and focus on that particular aspect to grow and diversify our economy way back then. It was a natural fit for the state, right? So we've always had, Streetcar Named Desire, King Creole, different films that have shot in Louisiana. We have the perfect setting. We have the great crew base. Over the past 14 years or so, we've really built up an industry that has kind of taken off in the state. More recently, we've done films like Green Lantern. We've done TV shows like NCIS New Orleans, of course, which is making significant progress on television. We've done a lot of stuff. There's just so much to talk about on that front. We've built infrastructure, crew base, et cetera, et cetera. We still have one of the best programs in the nation, highly competitive. And so that's kind of it on the film. I know that's glossing over really quick for the audience, but, I'm able to answer any questions that people may have about that aspect.
Let's talk about the tax credits for a second for film. Obviously, again, 2 years ago, legislature, budget deficit, big problem. What's going on with that?
Right. Well, the governor has tasked LED with, looking at the program, and we're doing a very deep dive on that. Sherry McConnell, my colleague, is project manager on that particular project. But right now, the program is essentially the same. In fact, it's even better from a local Louisiana production standpoint, because the legislature put in a lot of provisions that really help local content creators in getting their projects financed and funded and things like that. So, other things that they did, for example, increase the enticement for hiring of Louisiana locals, where the added labor credit went up from 5% to 10%. So it's more attractive from a local Louisiana standpoint. Quite frankly, all of the things that have happened, with the back end cap and things like that, have created some uncertainty for sure. But we're starting to see the more and more productions coming into the state and applying, and we'll have a very busy fall winter schedule coming up. So we're working hard to get the word out that we've never gone anywhere. We're here. We still have the best program in the nation, in my opinion. and we can compete on that level. And I think productions are seeing that, not starting to see that, but are jumping back in. We've got the Warner Brothers Picture Clause, which I think the Times put out the other day. That's a television pilot. We've got, coming out at the movies, LBJ, which I just saw a clip from the other night, and it looks amazing. So a lot of good things are happening on that front.
That's terrific. I know that we had a setback. I mean, number one in the world. And then, of course, we had to make some adjustments. But
Yeah.
it's really good to hear that. It really is. I know that here in New Orleans, in Baton Rouge, Shreveport.
Yeah. It was more of a crisis of perception more than anything else. I think once everybody settled down a little bit and looked at the landscape and saw what was what's taking place, they come to realize that Louisiana is here to stay.
Sure, absolutely. So, and we already have the built-in infrastructure.
Right. Great infrastructure. You've got the Celtic Media Center here in Baton Rouge. You've got studios, second line stages, multiple stages throughout the state. So we can absolutely handle any sized film, television project, or whatever.
That's up.